Hi guys, it's Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher. This is actually being filmed on Monday, what day is this? Monday, July 29th. And you'll be seeing this on Monday, August 5th. I am recording ahead of time for a number of reasons. I really wanted to do like a public service announcement to share with you what happened in our house this past weekend. The craft room has been put on hold for a bit because our little Stuart kitten was rushed to the emergency vet on Saturday. He was suspected of swallowing a needle and a thread. In all of our years of having animals, never did I think that this would happen. You know, the world stops when I drop a needle because we're used to having 2 dogs and 2 cats and 16 paws. I have magnets everywhere to stop and find the needle kind of thing. But this was really awful because I left an unattended needle and thread. I had threaded it up arm length, doubled it over on my needle. I was working with 2 needles. I had made a mistake the evening before, so I put this project in its Q-snap with the needles on it. One was in the fabric being worked on. The chart was on top of it, and I put it on the kitchen table. We all went to bed, and we keep him in a room with us. Next morning, I worked on it at the kitchen table, and status normal. You know, they're running around, Abby and Stuart, having fun. And at 11:30, I went up to the craft room to do some cleaning on Saturday. My husband went out to do some mowing. We came in and met up at 1 o'clock to eat lunch. I went to clear the table, and I thought, where is that needle? There were 2 needles. I couldn't find it. It was just alarming. I really started to freak out. My husband was trying to keep me calm, and there was nothing wrong with Stuart. He was asleep on a chair, smile on his mouth. I walked over, pried open his mouth, looked in, couldn't see anything. But in your heart of hearts, you know who else could possibly have done that, right? So I rushed him to the emergency room. Sure enough, I'll have the x-ray for you here. He swallowed it. And that type of terror of now what? Because, you know, even though he's home right now from the surgery, we still have, you know, that fear that those stitches could come undone and he could have a intestinal leakage into his body cavity. There are all kinds. He's not out of the woods yet by any means. But he's home. He had a very successful surgery. By the time they extracted it, it was in his lower intestines. So that was very, very scary. They were able to make 2 incisions in the intestine and pull out the needle and thread. We've kept it. I'm going to frame this so I can look at it constantly as a reminder of just how more diligent I do need to be. It's something I never thought would happen in this house. We're always very careful with everything. We're careful with our twist ties, with our rubber bands, with where our pills are. We're just hyper sensitive in this house. And this was my doing. So you can imagine thousands of dollars, yes. And he's on medication, 2 medications for the next 10 days. He's a very sleepy little boy. The only reason I'm up here filming is because Daddy's downstairs watching him. He's very clingy today. It was a very sweet reunion when we brought him home yesterday. So we brought him there Saturday, and Sunday afternoon we brought him home. We went to pick him up at 2. This is an hour, 10-minute drive to get there. So we got home around 4, and Abby sniffed around the cage. When I opened up the door, she stuck her whole head in there. She's snuffing, and I'm like, back up, girl, give him some space. He didn't need space. He came out of that crate and jumped on her and gave her a bear hug. Lots of licking, lots of kisses. Abby got overexcited like a kid on sugar. He was so happy to see her. And it was like having a little flying squirrel in the house. It's very hard to keep a flying squirrel calm when he shouldn't be running and jumping. He's allowed to jump on the couch. He's allowed to jump on the bed. But still, that makes us very nervous. So we try to, you know, maintain low tones and low energy. But the reunion was just so sweet because Saturday night while we were waiting for the surgeon to call us, who didn't call us till 3:13 a.m., all of us were up. I tucked Abby down, but she got out of bed. She knew I was still up, and she knew Stuart wasn't in the house. So I think everybody had that energy in the house of, we need to try to sleep. My husband tried to sleep, and we just couldn't. You know, I stayed up to watch a movie, and he came back out of the bedroom and sat with me. So we're grateful that the services were available, and just keep us in your thoughts, because we're hopeful that this continues to go well. He's eating and he's pooping. I'm so happy. Woke up to a poop this morning. He had a second poop just a few hours ago. So this is systems online again. That's very good news. He's on a bland diet, wet food diet. He's got no crunchies, not allowed any crunchies. But Abby and Stuart are reunited and very happy, and we're just keeping him close to our hearts. On that note, let's do some cross stitch. So that's my update. I have been, well, derailed occasionally when I'm up here trying to clean this craft room. So, you know, you have to get projects out of the way to make space for what you're organizing. I've put away a lot of cross stitch. I have found out that I do need some more crates, because that's where I contain my finished frame pieces. So I'm going to be buying some more of those. I think I showed you the little cards that I got with my Ukraine magnet frames that I use for my Mill Hill kits. I took those little cards and I made up some really cute little ornaments that I wanted to share. So I took these little boxes that I got on clearance at Walmart. I can't remember what they said, Let It Snow or something. So I cut the card out, mounted it on the back, and found these cute little stars to hang with a little eye hook in the corner. And then I used eye hooks to attach the beads, which actually came with it. And then the little trees that I already had. So those can now go into my Christmas ornament collection. I think these are absolutely adorable. And I am satisfied that that little star cannot be easily taken off. It will be high enough up for the little one not to be interested in it and or not go on the tree this year, because we have severely proofed the house now. What else did I do? Oh, I finished my acorns from Prairie Schooler. My next hope, I was playing with the GoPro when I was showing you the room in the previous video. That was not fun to edit. It took several hours. I think the more I use it, the faster I'll get. But my goal here now is to be able to use my GoPro to show you how I'm going to use the felt that I got at Camp Wool, or the wool that I got at Camp Wool, to finish off the acorns from Prairie Schooler. Because I did 3 of the 6, and I want to do some of these leaves. So this is Acorns book number 65. But I really love those tops. I will do them a type of acorn pillow finish. And I'm going to do probably, if I've got 3 pillows, I'll probably do 3 leaves. We'll see how much I actually have left over to finish this project. So I have the cornucopia. These were fun stitches. I have the squirrel. And then I have the crow. So these will be just amazing when they're done. I also found that I have not finished, this was the plum pudding. You guys remember the plum pudding cross stitch I was doing? I did these tiny little motifs. Holiday Samplings by Plum Pudding. I did, let's see. I did a little cardinal. A little candy cane. the little tree. And then I did the season's greetings. So I have picked out a fabric. I really like this gingham. I'm going to use this to finish them. I haven't decided if I'll make them this way, chunky. I don't know how I'm gonna border them yet. I'll figure that out. I'll film that too. I'm a little worried that I might be not filming for a while, so I'm trying to make a video ahead of time to see how things are. When I was cleaning up this craft room, and I'm still cleaning, I shouldn't say as if it's done, I found things that I thought were missing forever. You know, when you start cleaning and you're like, gee, you know, I probably used that up. I should go buy some more. Don't ever do that until you thoroughly look. Apparently, I thought I used up my big bag of catnip, and I found that. So I'm really excited because now I can make kitty kickers for all the kitties in my life that need something from Santa Paws this year. And I found my Scrabble tiles that I found at the dump. I'm always looking for a game that has something you can craft with. And this was missing pieces. If the board wasn't damaged, something was damaged. That's why it was there. So I have Stitch It. I glued it so I can find a home for this now. I thought this was a fun way to motivate me, and I'll probably put this in a safe spot where I can see it and get a smile from it. I have some other uses for the tiles. Simple things like the letters for love, L-O-V-E. No more than 5 to make a card. So I think I put the cards away. I'll have to pull those out and show you, but I did make up some cards, and now I know where my Scrabble pieces are. So I'm excited about that. That was a great find. And then I found some little projects that I have stitched up, but I hadn't done anything with, so I'm busy playing with those. I had made a copy from a book that I have called Ultimate Cards. So this is a cross-stitch paper bound, not hardcover, called Ultimate Cards, and I copied a bunch of teapot designs out of it. So I've been busy playing with a stitch for a teapot when I'm zooming, which I did partially yesterday. And now I am putting together little treasure boxes. I'll make this into a little box of teas. So I stained up these little things. This is a little framed piece. I think these are available at Michael's or Joann's, and I don't remember how much they were. They're very inexpensive. They don't come with glass, but I did put a piece of clear, what do you call it? It's like a clear sheet of acetate. It's flexible. I can cut this stuff on my paper cutter. It's wobbly, it's flimsy. It's a clear film. I have a little package of these that I use when I want to just protect something, but I don't want the weight of glass. I don't want the cost of glass. So it's handy for the smaller projects. This one came with glass, but this one didn't. So this might go on a tabletop, and I might make it into a hanging piece. I'm not sure yet, but it's just a really cute little teapot. Pretty intricate for a little stitch. The third one that I'm doing, I'll probably make up into a card. I can show you how I do that, but I haven't gotten that far yet because I'm not really stitching, so we'll see. I have to get that organized. So that was a project done. What else is on my list? I do have the Scrabble cards on my list of things to do, and I don't know where I put those. I think I put them away where they belong. So that's not going to happen. Yeah, I put them away. Next video I'll pull those out. I'll leave them on the perpetual list. I also wanted to share some stitchy pictures of people who have sent me information and their finished stitches of wonderful things. So my friend Gail, who thought she might make it up to Maine but can't, I found a coastal Maine cross stitch. I found this pattern and she saw me show it and she said, oh, I'd love to do that. So I sent it to her. She stitched it up and it was a wonderful finish. And I just wanted to show it because I really think it's wonderful. And I'd like to find one of more of my area. This is more southern from me, so I'm not really interested in doing that part of the coastline. I want to do something in my area. So I'm central, coastal, almost coastal Maine, and I have to find something of this area to stitch. So she sent me back the chart, and I might be passing that on to somebody who has some interest. Here's a picture of the chart. Hopefully I can find it and put it here. I also wanted to show my friend Lori, or Spools. She went to a thrift store recently and she got this fantastic shelf at a thrift store, went home, immediately put it up, and then immediately filled it with all kinds of stitchy goodness. It is the most incredible thing. I absolutely love it. I haven't thought of doing something like this, and I honestly don't know if I have enough smalls to do what she did, but it's just gorgeous. So I just wanted to be sure to share it with you, to give you guys maybe some inspiration. Maybe if you have some pieces, you can reorganize and redecorate an area like this. I think it's fantastic. I use some of my older shelves that were used for spoon collections and things like that to house my paper punches. But this little shelf is just perfect for all these stitchy goodnesses. It's just fantastic. And then I have another friend, Diane. She went to her dump and she found a whole bunch of little kits. So hopefully I will put the pictures here. She found these little kits and started stitching them up, and I am just so jealous that she found these kits there. She has a wonderful little dump house, just as I do, and she's on Cape Cod, so she's very lucky to have this treasure down there. And it's, you know, it's a hit or miss, but she certainly did hit it on the right day when she found those little treasures. And I think we remember, everybody's seen these little kits before. I mean, they're back in the day, they're old school, but just fun to have around. So I thank her for sending me those pictures and sharing those. And that was a lot of fun to get. It's always fun to get mail from you guys of, you know, sharing what you're stitching. I like to see it. I do have a lot of plans for my own stitches, and hopefully I'll get it done. But as it stands, I'm going to be crafting pretty soon a trip deck. So I'm going to look through my frame stash to see if I have 3 frames attached. So I'll have a picture of one of the x-rays. I will frame this needle and thread that Stuart swallowed and a little picture of him. We might be changing his name to Buck for Megabucks. But Stuart is very famous in the emergency room right now, and I did call his regular vet who was sent all of his records this morning. I beat them to calling me, and I had to tell somebody he pooped. I was very excited, so it was you have to call and tell somebody how exciting it is. So this is hopefully just one of many successes. I am going to put this on pause for a while and get some more stuff together and come back. Card time. I found them. So I chose a couple of little words that I could make for different card designs, and they're very easy to do. So I have dream, and what I did was I mounted a card solid color blue, then I did a printed color just a little smaller to be outlined. And then I mounted the letter tiles on another piece of blue. And then on the inside of the card, because this now is a very heavy front, on the inside of the card, I did another double layer of carding to make this more substantial. It can now stand up on a table, which is great. All I used was double-sided sticky tape, a cutting utensil, you know, this is a, what do you call this? Guillotine. I have a paper guillotine. And then I used, let's see, double-sided tape, the guillotine. I have glue dots, so each little tile has 2 pieces of glue dots on the back. If you guys are interested in watching me make a card, a quick card like this, I can always film that for you. So I did Dream. These were only just to cure my excitement of finding my Scrabble tiles. I'll go back and look at the rest of them. I did a Valentine one, Be Mine. And I used some foam hearts that I get on clearance when I find them after the holiday. And same thing here, double cardstock. This is mounted on top of the colored one, the printed one. Inside of, as well, is now a double. So it can stand on its own on a table without falling over. It's awfully cute. They're in a bucket of finishing touches because I sometimes decorate the envelope with a rolling stamp, or I stamp the back of it for sure. I haven't done that yet. What else can I do? I can also decorate the inside with another punch or another type of glitter pen motif. We'll see what I do. I also did a Christmas card, a tiny one, Noel. Same thing for this. So it has some heft to it. When mailing something like this, I honestly don't know what the rules are anymore. I know you can get factory made cards that have all these embellishments and things on it. This is a bit heavy, so this might cost a little more. You may have to get it hand canceled rather than have it go through the machine. With cards like this, it's too much to try to figure it out, to just send it through the mail as is in an envelope. I'll probably be sticking this in a box with something else. So these are more specialty cards that'll go with something or be handed to somebody. And then I did 3 different love cards. 2 are the same. Aren't those cute? And you can see they're same size cards. I spaced them differently because I don't measure. I just eyeball it. If I wanted to measure, I'd probably go into some sort of math profession. I don't count. I just look at it and say, that looks straight. Same way I hang a picture. I use this method. So I can't say how excited I was to find these. I thought they were missing too, or I thought to myself, maybe I brought them back to the dump because I didn't think I'd ever get to this project. I got to it. I found it. Very excited. I did go to Bangor a little bit ago, two weekends ago, and I went to the Crafty Grimalkin to do some stitching with some friends. I went to the Goodwill store while I was up there. I found some hoops. And this, you guys might remember, does it have a date on it? It's a very old, made in the USA. This is an 8 by 11 frame. These were very popular, I think, in the 80s, maybe 70s. You see there's these little tabs on it, which means once you frame something in it, you have an automatic hanger to hang it this way or hang it that way. So I'm really excited to find these because I haven't seen these in a while. This one's fairly clean. It's got some tape residue on it. So I don't see myself being able to paint this without it chipping. I could wrap it in some ribbon, but we'll see how it looks. I will test it with some Goo Gone to maybe clean it up. But it's hard to find ovals and rounds, so this one's going to go in my collection. Then I found a very, very old hoop. I think it's broken, but I can make it work. This is so old. It has the felt on the inside. You see, it's also got a floss booger on it. And it's not wanting to open for me. I don't think it's been separated in a while. I'm not going to until I know I'm going to need it. It's in very poor condition, so although I know it's an antique, it's not going to be worth anything to anybody. So I'm going to use it to do some framing. You can barely make out, it says something oval. I can't see it. I do see the word oval. There's a very faded stamp on it. So this was a fun find. And again, an oval piece that is hard to come by. While I was at the Crafty Grimalkin, I did some shopping. Surprise. I bought my first Nerge hoop. So now I can take this apart. I'm not happy with Nerge hoops because of the big grooves that it leaves on the fabric. So this is the size that I thought I would use to do my smalls. So I won't have to worry about this damage to the fabric. I can just concentrate on that center piece. I'll have enough on the outside to still make a pillow from it or an ornament. But I thought this was a great way for me to dip my toes into the Nerge world. And it looks fairly easy to, it's certainly easier to twist. So I'm excited about that. This is a 6.5. And you can probably order them on her website, but I haven't looked. So that's the CraftyGrimalkin.com. I haven't looked to see. I got a couple of patterns, some of which I have to take out of packages. And I think I showed you guys when I went to Stitch Maine, I found some wood bobbins that Stephanie over at, she's the New England Stitcher, she made. I have a moose and a blueberry. Let me grab them. And I love, love, love them. So I did tape this. That's the DMC color. I just taped it to the wood. So while I was at the Grimalkin, I had to get a lobster. So I don't know what shade red I'm going to put on here yet. But just adorable. And it's very, you know, I shouldn't say very thick. It's substantial. It's not very bendy. So it's going to last. And it's going to be fantastic to have in my collection. He's so cute. I don't know if I'm going to stop there because these are pretty addicting. They're like potato chips. I might need a few more. I don't remember why this happened, but I looked at a couple of the charts I hadn't seen before, and I found Blueberry Ridge Design. I can't say that I've heard of this before. This is Sampler Seasons Winter. I fell in love with the motifs. It's going to be a fun stitch. Now it does call for Weeks Dye Works Shepherd's Blue, which I didn't see while I was at the shop, so I got a different overdyed. They do have a DMC conversion, a 160, but I went with something that was a little more, I would say, a purpley blue. So this is Weeks Dye Works Williamsburg Blue. What do you guys think? I think that's it. I think it's going to be just fine. I love that color. So that's Williamsburg Blue, Weeks Dye Works. Oops, I haven't picked out my fabric yet because I do need to get to some of the whips that are waiting in my bucket. And Maybe I'll do this in the winter. I don't know. I also picked up a sticker. That's how you spell the Crafty Grimalkin. Grimalkin. I have to find a nice place for this sticker. It might go on the back of my phone case. I don't know. That would look pretty styling. What is the count on this? So the stitch count is 183 by 124. So if I do it on a 40 count, it'd be 9 by 6, I guess. 9 by 6. I'm probably gonna do it on a Lugana. That's my happy place. But I do have a lot of different linens that are calling my name. So I might do it on a linen. Where should I put the things I've shown you? Then I picked up a tiny little Luca S. This is so cute. This was actually in a sale bin. It is pretty small. It's only got 7 colors. It's a little tiny kit, but I thought I would extend it to make it into a bookmark. It's awfully cute. A little kitten with big eyes. And hopefully this is going to be a fast enough stitch that I make a couple of them, because not only do I want one, I don't need a bookmark. I have a million that I've stitched for myself, but bookmarks are fun to make because if you're giving a gift for Christmas particularly, you can stick one of your handmade bookmarks in there. So I really enjoy doing that for other people. And looking at this, I see a couple of people on my Christmas list that would really like to have that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how busy I can get. Then I got a Twin Peaks Primitive, Red Smalls 2024. So that's Twin Peaks Primitive, Red Smalls. Aren't those nice? I can use my lobster. I have to pick a red. I think these are great. And I love that I can do the Valentines, but I can also keep some of these out in a dough bowl, and it's got a biscornu, which I still need to do. I think I'm ready. They use, what color did they use? They use DMC 814, which is one of my favorite reds. So that might be what my choice is. I do have a couple of over-dyed reds, but for the amount of floss, because I want to do a whole bunch in here, I'm probably going to stick with the 814. I'm a DMC girl by heart. I was looking to see if there are more pictures. There are a couple of other pictures. So the drum, a close-up of the drum. So excited. That came in a little bag. So maybe I'll put this on my calendar for February start. We'll see how busy January is with cardinal points. And then I think this one was a sale on the website. I tend to order and then she'll hold it for me because I know I'm going up there. So I don't pay for the shipping, I just wait and pick it up in store. This is Samplers and Primitives, and it's called It's Christmas Time. And doesn't say anything on the front. I really think that's cute. What a great pillow. And depending on this fabric I use, let's see, does it give me the info? Here it is. So let's look at this. It's only 122 by 91. So if I did it Okay, this includes 2 inches on either side. So if I did this on a 28 count, I would need fabric that's 13 by 11. That's a pretty big pillow. But if I did it on a smaller count, like a 40 count, I would need fabric that's 11 by 9. So that might be a smaller pillow. I tend to put them in a chair and then put the big, medium, small in that order. So I think this is exciting. I'll have to figure out, maybe this was supposed to be in the bag. I'll have to figure out which I'll do first. But there's not a lot of colors in here. And it looks like a lot of fun. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 12 colors. Most are DMCs. There is a Gentle Arts and a Classic Colorworks. And I know that I can find some conversions if I wanted to do all DMCs. I think that'll be a fun stitch. And not necessarily too time consuming. I think that's it, guys. I have to go check on our little patient. I have to give him cuddles. And I have to give him warm legs. That tends to be what he likes to nest in. So he's probably nesting on Dada right now. That's what we say. You go see Dada. I will go take care of him. And thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your support with this crazy cleanup that I'm doing. I am feeling progress. It's just a bit bad that it came to a standstill this weekend so suddenly. And it's going to until I feel comfortable coming up here and leaving him on his own, because we're not necessarily creating him. He doesn't have that much energy yet. So we're just letting him move around as he needs to, because blood flow means healing. And monitoring him carefully. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your week and be safe. You need to calm down. Don't give him too many licks, he'll get wet. Gentle, you too. Oh, the tummy's all ripped up. Yeah, he had a boo-boo. He's gonna be okay. We have to be gentle.